Hodges for your news with Sebastian Daily. You can catch our broadcasts on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and as well as Xfinity Channel 1098 Buzz TV. Boy, it is a nice day out. It's been overcast all day, but the winds are feeling good. 82 degrees right now in Sebastian, Florida. Overnight low tonight will be 71. The winds right now are 15 miles per hour. They're gusting at 20, so it's really, we're going to have these winds for the next couple of days. But there is a high surf advisory right now, as well as a coastal flood warning for our area through tonight. So we're going to check on that coastal flood warning. They're saying, National Weather Service said that we might have another one tomorrow, but we're going to keep an eye on that just for tonight. The tropics, the Atlantic is clear right now as far as major storms. There's no threats, which is good. And there's no threats right now in the Gulf either. I want to talk about the latest news in town. We wrote an editorial today about Sebastian restaurants and bars, hoping that they will support our local breweries more. There's times when we've walked into a restaurant and asked for a particular beer from our local breweries, and they won't serve it. Instead, we've been seeing a lot of breweries from Vero Beach being served in some of our local restaurants. So we wrote an editorial about it, talking about Paradoya Brewing Company and our Mash Monkeys Brewing Company here locally. And you can see that whole editorial on SebastianDaily.com. And other news going on, Aiden Rico, who was age 14, a student of Sebastian River High School, passed away on September 11th. Aiden's family said he was a kind, funny, compassionate young man who left a hole in this world that will never be filled. He was a student at Sebastian Elementary School and Sebastian Charter Junior High, and that was before he started his freshman year at Sebastian River High School. They're having a celebration of life on Sunday, October 14th at Hobart Park and Vero Beach. It all gets underway at 12 p.m. and the services start at 1 p.m. The family is asking everyone to wear bright colors and a fedora hat in his honor. All ages are welcome. For more information, read the obituary that we posted on SebastianDaily.com. More Cleveland Clinic employees, mostly social workers and RNs, are alleging that they are not being treated fairly by the hospital. Case management employees are alleging that they have never seen an N95 face mask, even though they are going into other patients' rooms. A nurse told us that patients who test positive for COVID-19 but display no symptoms will be put on regular floors with patients who don't have the virus. Cleveland Clinic told us that caregivers and employees are given the N95 masks when caring for COVID positive patients, even a face shield and goggles. The hospital also told us that they have implemented visitation policies to minimize the number of people in their facilities, but they never really addressed the question about the COVID patients being on the regular floors. So you could read the whole article. It's up on SebastianDaily.com. It looks like cruise lines and ports will be resuming operations soon. Florida lawmakers are introducing a bill called the Set Sail Safety Act, which would establish a maritime task force with an advisory committee. Now, yesterday, Norwegian Cruise Line and Royal Caribbean teamed up to create a healthy sail panel of experts to submit safety protocols to the CDC. The cruise lines may be ready to set sail within the next 30 days. Now, if you're joining us on our Sebastian Daily cruise, we are still scheduled to leave Port Canaveral December 5th for our cruise to the Caribbean, and that is still in effect. So that has not been canceled. Right as of right now, we are still going on that cruise. Hey, and if you want to join us on that cruise, if it sets sail, email us at info@sebastiandaily.com. Again, info@sebastiandaily.com. For more news, go to our website, sebastiandaily.com. And while you're there, join our newsletter. You get breaking news when it happens, and we put your name into a drawing where you can win stuff like free dinners here in town. Okay, let's go to talk about COVID-19 cases. The new cases are averaging 1,600 to 3,200 basically during the past 7 days in Florida. So they are down still. We keep looking for that spike. As you remember, they reopened the bars, and we were looking for that spike because we expect it. We have not seen that spike yet. So that's good news, but it still might take another week or two before we see that. Our local numbers are still climbing, but very, very slowly. So that's not critical, but they are rising. Let's talk about that now. Sebastian is at 328. Barefoot Bay is at 28. Micco is at 8. Grant, 30. Fellsmere, 408. Wabasso, 9. Vero Beach, 2,162. Now let's talk about the county for a minute. Indian River County, there have been 3,269 cases since the pandemic started. 12 new cases today. Deaths, there have been 113, and today they reported 3 new deaths. Now keep in mind, this has been 3 deaths. Before that, we didn't have very many deaths for about a week. So it is minimal, but any death is too many with COVID-19. We got to keep an eye on that because we don't want to see those death numbers rise again. But right now they are dropped. They're dropped all around the whole state right now, the number of deaths. They peaked last month and they just dropped. So that is still good news. Brevard County, 8,800 cases since the pandemic started. There have been 282 deaths related to COVID-19. That's 4 deaths since yesterday. Health officials are still urging everyone to social distance and wear a mask when you cannot social distance, and wash your hands regularly. And that's about all the news we got today. We will have another newscast tomorrow. As you know, there is the City Council meeting tomorrow in Sebastian with 3 new elected council members from the recall that happened a week ago. And so it's going to be an exciting meeting. That is tomorrow. It starts at 6. You can watch it on Sebastian Daily's Facebook page. You can also watch it on the City of Sebastian's YouTube channel or their Facebook page as well. Should be a very interesting meeting. They are still approving the city budget. Now, as you know, looks like the taxes are going up a little bit, and it's unfortunate because the city does have a budget problem right now because of COVID-19. That's the biggest problem. But what will happen with all these lawsuits against former council members as well as against the city of Sebastian, only time will tell. We've got those big lawsuits coming up at the end of the month and early October. And we'll definitely be reporting on that as well. I hope you have a great day. I'm Andy Hodges, coming to you for Sebastian Daily.